Oh, yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Irene.
Did she send you a message?
Yes, to remind me to do it.
I must be being the guardian.
Yes.
Yes, you guardian, Irene.
Go, Guardian.
Yay,
Yay.
Guardian. Go, Guardian.
Yeah, so down to the agenda. Last week we were having a crack at co-creating an agenda. So there's some items on it now, which is the online retreat. I guess it would be helpful to me if I knew if people were looking at the tracking in the document. Okay, beautiful. Viola, do you have it? I didn't. Okay, yeah. Awesome. So they're the items on the agenda. Yep, presenting, bringing friends, supporting each other's workshops, and yes, the operating expenses. Is there anything else that calls to you to be added to the agenda tonight? Samantha?
Rolling over from last time, how do we meet impacts as a community, and also the acknowledgement to country? Like, where will that be parked or looked at is my question for the agenda. When and where?
We don't actually have the impacts on the agenda right now. It was in the summary of last meeting. And it's
yes, that's right. That's why I'm wanting to put it on the agenda, if that's okay. Does that make sense?
Can I reflect what I've heard is when and where do we schedule a conversation about impacts or agreements about impacts?
Yeah. And
well, when and where will we? Where will it be parked, and
yes,
and how and when will that get covered? That's what I heard.
Yes, and then similarly with acknowledgement to country. When and where.
Yeah.
I want to add in, if I may, because I did some training in the acknowledgement to country with some Aboriginal people in Shepparton, and but they are a lot of elder women who are saying, look, you really can make it your own. You don't have to follow particular sequences. So when Shez started to do what she did, I went, oh, great, frees it up. It kind of frees it up to be a moving, developing story of how we are.
I'm going to be guardian and ask that we just put items on just for tonight, like as in just for this section, that we grab the items, and I honour your experience, Kate, too.
But just what I want to say is I'm happy to talk about what we put in later on. That's a great idea. That's all I want to come to.
I'm hearing support for that idea, that we come back to that conversation and explore it together.
That's
I have an item, and what I had imagined we might do here is like pair up and consider items, but we've skipped it, and that's fine.
okay. I thought
we want to schedule the next 3 meetings, and I wonder if we could pop that in the agenda first so we can get it done. And it's
okay. So you're adding that?
I am, yeah.
Oh, so you're actually doing double role right now. You're doing guardian and
harvesting. Yes, I've picked that up as well. Yeah,
note-taking role. So, yeah, I'm dreaming of us all being across and being able to rotate.
So guardian role I'm going to step into is putting a time allowance on each.
Yeah, that's what we...
Are there any more agenda items that people want to add?
Thank you, Samantha.
Okay.
I think I'd like to put on the gathering of the goddesses and the Festival of Women, but I don't think we'll get there. So I'm happy to just put them on the end and then roll them over to next time.
What was the other one? Gathering of the Goddesses?
And Festival of Women.
Oh, okay.
And would we put who's going to be in what roles next time?
Yeah, at the closing of the meeting, there's an allowance for time to do that. And so if I do my guardian role properly, we'll actually allocate 5 minutes to, we can allocate 5 minutes to that, of doing the roles properly for next time.
Thank you.
So if I start at the end
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
and do closing, allowing like 10 minutes for closing, which would include
So
how
we-
you're leaving checkout and roles.
Okay. So that okay. So we've got the agenda. We're operating in 2 places.
No, I'm just down the bottom is still agenda. Like the closing is part of the anyway. Yes, I can do. I can put it here too.
Okay. So we work backwards.
Yeah, I'm putting 10 minutes for the closing, and
Does that include the roles?
yes,
Okay.
Well, you want to put 15 minutes.
So what is the? I'd like everybody to just scan the agenda and look at which one is the priority for you, or yeah. Well, I guess the September retreat is coming up in just under 4 weeks, as it is at the moment as dates. So I'm wondering about having these questions and maybe doing the breakout and answering these questions in pairs. How does that idea land?
All of them?
Yeah.
No, well, the online retreat, do you imagine you might be ready to present something, bringing friends? Well, I guess the first, yeah. I don't know, those ones. Is that a overwhelm?
No, it's more I'd love to know what everyone's, I want to be in touch with connected to everyone's.
You want to stay in the big group?
Please. Yes, mummy, please.
All right.
That's just my view.
We have an hour in total, and we have 10 to 15 minutes at the end for roles for next meeting and closing checkouts.
I think we have an hour from this moment. We have an hour. So I've allowed 10 minutes for the scheduling part so we can get clear, 10 to 15 minutes for checkout, and 35 to 40 minutes for the spring September retreat conversation.
And we are we 6? 7.
We're 7.
7.
Okay.
So 7 to 35 is 5 minutes per person.
Yeah, I think we might do it in 2 rounds, like a 2-minute round to hear everybody and then a 2-minute round to reply to everybody. Makes more sense.
Okay. Would somebody be willing to track time, please? Is there anybody who would be willing to use that?
Yes, 2 minutes each. Yeah.
And do you want a minute or so just of silence right now to just go, let me look at these questions and go within myself? Would that be helpful?
Yeah.
Maybe
notes.
we can have a few moments of reflection before each question.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different things there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and I'm wondering if really today we cover the first 2 in the first round, the first 2.
And perhaps have a bit of an intro to each. For example, the first line, I don't understand. How do we format keep a sacred space? I'm not sure I understand the question.
Like a bit of context.
Yeah, a bit of context.
Okay. Can I provide?
Shez, before you do, can I just get us to schedule? Are we willing to do our diary bit and get the scheduling done for the first.
Yeah,
three?
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I want to do the first 3 meetings now. Okay.
So did I hear that for Jeanette, this time is too early? Is that what happened?
For Elizabeth, it's become
Oh.
uncomfortable for her sitting in a place. She has a little office that's outside, and it's been cold for her to sit out to have the meetings later at night. She usually wouldn't do Zoom meetings at night in her office. And so, yeah, she hasn't been enjoying it as much. She's been getting cold and stuff. So I think she's just wanting to be a bit more flexible about when she has the meetings, but she doesn't want us to schedule around her. She will drop in and out because she wants a bit more flexibility, is what's alive for her right now. But yeah, she's still possibly going to bring something to the retreat to offer as a workshop, etc. So I'm going to propose that we do something similar to what we did last 3 meetings, but I'd like to get a show of hands first. 5 o'clock start or 5:30 start. If I put up, or wave your fingers if you would like a different option. So can I have a show of hands for Jeanette?
We are proposing like a 5:15 even.
Oh, I like that. Wiggly fingers. That's a great alternative as well. What about 5:15? Can we just get a show of hands if that'll work for people?
I think Irene's got a different.
I just was, I'd like to know if you are able to answer the question, what would work for Elizabeth?
I think it would be a weekend time, and I have a proposal coming up about how we handle the retreat that will include her at a different time of the day, and I think will work for her a lot. So yeah, I'm holding Elizabeth with care as well, Irene. I just think there's an administrative meeting type function that she's not sitting as well comfortably with, and she's had her own reasons for not wanting to continue to do the evening meetings, but I think there's more to it. So I'm just going to acknowledge that's where she is at the minute, but she'd still like to participate in the retreat and day events and things. So I'm like, okay, I'm just trusting that that's what's true for her right now. But yeah, she doesn't want to be included in the scheduling of meetings, considered in that way. So I'd love to hear if there's anyone else who would like to shift the meeting to a different time of day. But right now I'm going to go with around the same time, and there's a proposal for 5:15 to start.
Is there anyone for whom 5:15 would not work?
Wouldn't work. Viola.
Just to clarify, is which day of the week, and are we talking about hour-and-a-half meetings?
Yes, we're still talking about hour-and-a-half meetings, and we're talking about still rotating meeting days. So since we're meeting tonight on a Monday, it would be the proposal 5:15 next Tuesday. Now, Kate, we wanted not to double up on your 2 days of that where you could not attend. So can you remind me, can we book a Wednesday and skip a Thursday? Was it that, or was it skip a Wednesday and book Thursday?
It's all changed under COVID restrictions anyway. I can't get out, so I'm flexible for the next 3 times.
Okay, so are we able to potentially do then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for the next 3 meetings at 5:15?
I can't.
Which ones don't work for you, Viola?
All of them. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh, so Tuesday next week, Wednesday the following week,
Yep.
and Thursday the following week.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
What about
definitely not Thursday the
Monday,
9th.
Tuesday, Wednesday? Just doing another Monday next week, and then
I can do a Monday and up to 7 p.m. Yeah. Do a Monday and a Friday.
Does everyone have Mondays?
Yeah.
What if we just
Mon-
stick with a Monday?
Yes. At the moment,
Monday works for me, and also I wouldn't be able to do the Wednesday. I start another course on a Wednesday, so Monday works. This next one.
All right. Can we make it the next 3 meetings are Mondays at 5:15? How is that? Woo! All right. I'm seeing people head down and putting dates in diaries, I figure. So
5:15 to 6:45.
yeah, it runs into our retreat though. I think 3 Monday lands us on a retreat. I think will be after Monday after.
yes, if that's, thank you for naming that. 5:15. I'm catching up with you.
Maybe we could just schedule the 2 and then see where we are.
Maybe let's do that. Let's schedule the 2 and then let's reflect on in the meetings about the timing for the retreat. Yes. Thanks, Shez.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Looks like that's done.
Beautiful. Okay. So we're staying together and we're doing a round, the first round on the first 2 questions.
Is it the first 2 questions of the September spring retreat, or?
Yes,
Is
I've
it-
highlighted them in the document.
Yep. Okay, that's fine. When you said 2 and 3, I wasn't sure if you meant the next question.
Yeah. Maybe I'll make them pink or something. Can't find my coloration, but anyway. Does the highlighting that I've done show up on your document?
Not very clearly.
Yeah, it does. So, like, I can see it. It's a peachy colour. Yeah.
Oh, well, it's blue on my screen. But yeah, okay. Oh, okay, no, cancel that. All right, so we are, this timing piece, are we doing, two minutes per person?
Yeah, I'll do the 2 minutes.
That's right, thank you. Okay. Is there anybody who, yeah, just, we'll pause for, I don't know, 30 seconds or so and just go within and, the context, the proposal that I made was, could we keep the days that were scheduled for our in-person retreat in Balnarring as a space for us to pivot and do something online, not proposing that we do, all day, every day, but to keep the space as a potential coming together to share and to learn and to play and to, yeah, that was my proposal. And
Thank you.
I think everybody, yeah, but answer that for yourself now, I guess, and whatever's alive in you, as well as, do you imagine you might be ready to present something, or where are you with that? Keep it simple. Because there's no right answer here. It's whatever's true for you in this moment. And Karen, are you going to capture the essence of this?
I am. I'm doing, yeah. Down below.
Okay. All right. Maybe, I don't know, would it help if I started?
Yeah,
If
probably.
you and I both start actually, because we've done some thinking about it, but you go.
Well, yes, can you start, Samantha? What's alive in me is, I connected with a sense of grief and loss about the last time that and I wasn't ready to do anything then anyway. It was all a bit short timing. So what's calling me now is I do want to offer something, and I'm open to how it gets formatted. I was thinking maybe, half days, couple of hours. And offering some NVC really calls to me. I've had some ideas about how to do that. I have not yet presented NVC online, so for me it's a new pivot. So it will be an exploration and an experiment to offer it. And I was thinking about doing it as a multi-session workshop, so it doesn't all have to happen inside the retreat as such. Yeah, that's what's calling me. A real desire to spend time together and remembering the open space that we did and how much fun that was. Even though it was online, it was really fun and very connecting. So yeah, that's what's there for me. I will pass to, is there anybody else ready to?
Karen said she
Karen,
would.
Karen, okay, I'll scroll down and capture.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
I'll start, Karen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was sitting with what other formats could we do, and I came up with an idea. What if we did like a half day every Sunday? It doesn't actually take away from what Shez is suggesting for a bit of extra time together for over those 4 days. I still think both could be possible, but I started to go, well, if we didn't want to be online a lot over those 4 days, what if we spread it out and did it over a couple of different Sundays? I want to just share screen super quick because I've been playing with something and I always play with it as a visual. So
I need to interrupt for 1 second. I can't find. Okay, now I can't take notes. Just a minute. When you screen share, it fills my screen and I can't access.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Well, I'll stop screen sharing. Let me just visually show everybody.
Sorry, Shez, just press escape.
I did, and it
Oh.
didn't. It didn't do it. Hang on, let me. I can't. I press escape and it's not happening, and I can't even get my little thingies to shrink it. And I couldn't find my place in the document either where you were typing, Karen. So, yeah.
All right. I'm happy if you want. I can type. I've got like 2
Now
sentences.
Now I can. That's right. It just took a while to do it. Okay.
Karen, you've got 20 seconds left.
All right. I'm going to stop there. All I wanted to say, I'm sorry, Shez, but all I wanted to show with this was that we have choice about if we want our offering to be open to the wider Wise Women Rising community, or we want to just keep it to this group. So, like, there are people that I would like to invite to my workshop from, like, Wise Women Rising, broader Wise Women Rising. And I've also had the thought that we could have some whole of community events during the retreat as well. So my thinking is invite the whole community to a couple of circles over the 4 Sundays. You guys get to meet, some of you already know, but some others don't, some of the other faces that are in the community. And then we also get to offer our offerings, like I've got one for Activate Wellbeing that I'd like to share. And I think it might turn into a multi-session thing as well. But I want to just maybe do an intro at the at the retreat. So yeah, thank you. That's me. Oh, there was something else because we're doing 2 questions. The second question, oh yeah, I've already done it. Okay. And about when, I don't know. I think if we, now when we massage this, if we've got a couple of sessions over the 10, 11, 12, 13 weekend and a couple of sessions on different Sundays, then we can spread it out.
Yeah.
Karen, I'm a little confused. Then you said a few things over. So are we keeping the Balnarring dates as well as Sundays?
I'm saying I don't know what decision will be made. I'm saying I value Shez's possibility that we have a couple of sessions over the 10, 11, 12. We might have only, but we might only have 2, or we could have 3, or like we don't have to have a lot. And then we could also have some Sundays in there if we wanted to.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking is last year I ran a 10-day online retreat.
Yeah.
And this year, because we're doing another online retreat, we could do it over 4 Sundays and spread it out and make it spacious. And we could include a couple of extra days around the 10th, 11th if we wanted to. I'm just thinking broadly, but we can come back to it. I'm just playing with ideas at the minute.
And I just want to add to mine that what I didn't say was the idea of an urban retreat. So we're at home, but there's still that kind of retreat idea where we're reflecting on things in between sessions, or having, I don't know, I haven't got a word, but it's like that.
Got it.
Yeah, so that's me. Okay. So do you want to pass? Or is there someone ready to share now? Thank you, Karen.
I'm back to typing.
It might be that what's alive in you is questions. There's no right thing to share.
Yeah, all right, I'll go. I'll start the timer. You know, on the one hand, I'm really excited about what you've both proposed. And what's also inspiring me is the last NVC certification candidates call, which I wasn't even on, but the recording was available. It was Kate presenting, another Kate presenting how to make online presentations engaging and fun. And it was really, really inspiring. I've used that word a few times now. So much so that I feel I want to try out some of those things with this group to embed them in my learning. And I also want to bring in the dyad process. Silence and stillness is my contribution that I want to make. So I'm resisting the formal structure, and especially the idea of like the next 4 Sundays, you're going to have some sort of commitment, or, you know, I just love to have my Sundays completely free. And then I go, okay, what do I want to do today in the morning? But that's just me. Yeah. Oh, you too. Yep. So yeah, I'm wanting something, and then also having, you know, 4 days, there's going to be something every day that's also a little bit, as I shared, I'll probably go away that weekend. And in the current environment, the way things are changing literally by the hour, it affects whether I'm free or not, and it affects a whole lot of different things. So I guess my big need somehow is flexibility, even, but within some kind of structure. So I've got no clear strategies. I just know that I need flexibility and not to be on the computer for too long, like shorter sessions. All right, thank you.
Samantha?
Viola, do you want to go next?
So when I hear you talk about not spending too much time on Zoom, I think, yes, the fun activities on Zoom, great idea. And can we think about just connecting via phone? So setting something up and then, breaking off in pairs and doing, spending five minutes discussing something and then coming back. So finding ways of getting away from the screen and doing a bit of walking. And what would I offer is what's still coming up for me is what I would call connecting to country, which I would like to suggest needs to follow Samantha's silence and stillness, because it's that's what it is, except with a different focus. Yeah.
Thank you.
You've still got 46 seconds. Is it, if there's anything more?
I give them away to who would like them.
We've taken a bit longer than we scheduled, so
Yep.
I'll gladly receive your gift and ask if Irene, Jen, or Kate would like to share now.
Can someone type for
I'm
Kate,
happy.
please? I'll be right back. Can someone type for Kate?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
I like all the ideas. I'm sort of flexible, but I do like the idea of having some, like you said, shares some time to do some things online or on the phone, in groups of two, and then reflect in between. That appeals. And it could be over the 3 days, or not sure if I'm available on the Monday, but that just be 3 of the days possibly. And I'm happy with the 3 of the days. The Monday's a little bit questionable. If it was a retreat, it might be a different matter for me in person. The other thing is, I could probably adapt. I'd probably like to bring something like creative or an artistic to kind of deliver online and play around with that. I really don't know what that might be. Probably would like to explore, and this is just off the top of my head, so it could change, something around what is sacred space, possibly, for each of us, using some sort of modality that I'll have to come up with, that because normally I do this face to face, so I think I can adapt it onto lines, but I'd probably with the smaller group, this working group, because I'm really interested in both the processes that go on here, but also the presentations, another aspect of it. So how much wider you make it, I possibly could accommodate that. So that's me, I think. So I could do a session. Yeah.
Thank you, Kate.
Thanks.
I just want to check in with you, Jen. I couldn't see you where you were typing, and so I typed too, but
I've been typing into a separate Word doc, and then I was just going to send it over.
oh, gotcha. Okay, all right. Well, I typed
Yeah, no worries.
into the actual document. The link for the actual document.
And I have it open as well. I don't know. Sometimes I like to check the spelling, because when I write, it's probably not all the place.
Yeah. Although I think Google Drive actually does
Oh, correct, as you go.
give you the spelling alerts. Yeah. Thank you, Kate. Yes.
Can you post your words, Jeanette, in underneath Shez's there on the actual document once you've checked it?
We'll see if you got something I didn't get. Is that what you want to do, Karen?
Yeah, I just want to acknowledge Jeanette's typing as well.
Yeah. I didn't want to speak. I couldn't see the typing, so I wasn't sure. And I've also got it on speaker view so that I can really see the speaker. So
Yeah.
just jumped in. Didn't mean to steal your.
Don't worry.
Okay. So would you like to? Oh no, you, Irene. Would you like to go next? Would you be willing to go next?
What I noticed that when we talked about doing something over the 4 days and then 3 more Sundays, I felt somewhat overwhelmed with that.
They were either or rather than and.
They're a bit of, could be anything. So it could be like a couple
yeah.
of days over the long weekend, and then it could be like a Sunday, or it could be 2 Sundays, or it could be all the 4 Sundays and no long weekend. Like it could be a whole combination.
I understand it could be any combination, but that's just what I noticed, that sounded in my world like a lot of allocating that time. Now I could all be home all that time anyway because of COVID. So there was that, and as to whether I've got something to present, I'm not clear on that either. So I'm not really very clear on it. I really don't have any ideas. That's where I'm at.
Your turn, Jeanette. I'll type for you if you like.
Okay, I'm just laughing because on the document it has all these random names. Like, I was like, who is Draculus? They're obviously animal characters.
Yeah.
Like, is that a nickname that I just don't know? What's alive for me? I think part of me is like, I'll run something to do with creative writing or poetry, and then I'm like, no, because you said to yourself that you were going to do something different, but now you're in a bit of a panic. I think I want to explore more, because when I talked about the experience that I missed about home and that whole immersive and cultural experience that I miss and I want to create here, that really sparked something inside of me of the way I was thinking around things. And it's not something that I could have done, I'd say, at all for the retreat, but I just want to keep on that thinking. And then what I was thinking of was, and this is just putting out to everyone, remember we did that generosity circle, that would there be, I would just love to be in that space. I'm just putting out, actually, I'm not saying that I would run it, but just, I guess we co-ran that, something around that and discovery and more thinking and exploration. Something that is coming up for me. Because yeah, I feel like if I'd went on the physical retreat, as in which all of us would have loved, I would have had more time to go into that thinking and discovery, and that's what I want more of. And then part of me is like, I could bring something like that's not fully prepared yet, but this is just coming out of kind of more of an impulse of thinking rather than what I've been thinking around the cultural stuff or whatever that I was going to think more about. What else was I going to say?
That's 2 minutes, Jeanette, just letting you know.
Yeah, I guess I'm happy to keep the door at the few days, and that the weekend retreat was booked for sacred. I do know that it's like the comparison of a Zoom time to in real person time physically is very different in my body just because I spend 5 days a week on the computer. So I have to be real to that because I'm like, oh, but I do want to keep that open. And I really do want to really connect and be together.
So now we get a second round of reply, a minute each or so, and then we'll have time for our closing.
You mean just responding to what we've just heard?
Yeah, responding to what we've heard to capture whatever's alive for you, if there is.
Let's have just a minute of still
Quiet. Yeah.
do that.
And maybe looking over the notes that have been typed up now.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we keep the same order?
Yeah, go. Shaz.
Yeah. 1 minute.
Yeah. Thanks, Samantha.
What's alive in me is responding to you, Jen, about your immersive cultural experience. I want to invite all of us to hold our hands and our hearts open. It's like, how could I bring something that I really want to bring to this group plus others? Like, from that space of curiosity, magic comes. And I'm not, when I said, could we keep it as sacred space, I meant, could we keep it open for now until we get clear on what wants to emerge through us into this space that we are holding together. And because, yeah, I took everybody outside and it was magical and unforeseen. Like, it really did emerge from our needs. Well, my need. I had a need to be out in nature, and that's what we did. So that is, and yeah, that's me, I think. Is that my minute?
Yep.
Thank you. Karen, and
Okay. What's here for me is enjoying the thought, oh, what if each of us has to come up with, like, it's even if we don't have a name for our session, if we just put our name to a time block somewhere, either over those 3 days of the 10, 11, 12, or on one of those Sundays in September, and that I ask the community to come to a community circle on the first Sunday of September, and I sort of name, we're in a retreat phase, and there'll be a few things scattered over the next month, and so some Sundays will be free, some days will be free, like, it's just, then it's really flexible. But if you tune into yourself and nominate a block of time that you would like and how long you would like it, and that by next week we come back with each other with some sort of request to just earmark a block of time for ourselves in that wider period, and we'll probably see lots of stuff. So that's my proposal.
come back with a request to have a block of time.
Yeah, come back with a request of your block of time and what you want to call it, if you want to call it anything. But definitely put your name on a block of time.
Our name to it.
Yeah, put our name to it. If there's nothing else, it'll just be your name as the name of the session. But if you want to call it something, give it a name, and then bring those back to us as a group, and then we can format something that will work for everyone. Because whether or not all of us can to attend everything, it's a retreat space. So it's, you follow your heart, you attend what you want to support and what you can attend. It's not a have to or a should.
Could we use that calendar, that online calendar?
I think so, Samantha. And I'm thinking that's a strategy. We'll go to them next week. But I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, I was thinking we could just put them straight on there, so you could see right away if someone else has taken the same time.
That's a very good idea. I'm going to set it up and I'll messenger everyone just so we can get an idea.
Okay, it's not my turn. I'm noticing, yeah.
It was Samantha's turn,
Yeah, okay.
but I talked back to her. Gotcha.
No, well, I hadn't started my turn yet. All right, I'll press start.
Okay, go.
Now I'm all mixed up. Oh, I just had a thought when Jen was talking, was that bringing creative writing into something like the Generosity Circle or that immersive cultural experience would be so valuable. So instead of saying, well, I'm going to do one thing or the other, that was my thought. And yeah, I'm really happy there's such a wide range of different offerings, and I like that. I'm happy about that. That's it. Thank you. Who was next? Viola.
Yeah, I'm liking that idea of a launch at the start of September. And I really like the idea of inviting the rest of the Wise Women Rising community to come along on the journey with us, and slotting in, you know, whether it then happens to be around that weekend that we focus our commitment, our time, or, you know, for me, Sundays is fine, but I do hear that that's not really going to keep everybody happy. So, yeah.
Thank you, Viola.
Thanks, Shiz.
Is that helpful?
Yeah,
Little bit?
explaining what a generosity circle is. I really like Karen's, the idea of launch and welcoming others, and then having this rolling kind of, if you want to turn up to this or that. By looking at the calendar, a bit like Confest, looking at the whiteboard, seeing what resonates. And yeah, really kind of tuning in as I'm tuning into that. I'm thinking, oh, I could have a series of kind of offerings over that time period that then building towards a picture of something that I could call sacred space. So hearing it could overlap in all sorts of ways with others' work here. So that feels exciting to explore that. Thanks.
Thank you. I do like the idea of your suggestion of having a launch. I think that's a good idea on the 5th of September. And in number of events on the weekend that we've allocated, there might be something that comes out of that for the future, whether it's allocated, the Sundays are allocated before that weekend, but maybe we will identify the interest, because I think inviting other community, other members of the Wise Women Rising community, it would be really an opportunity to do that, and powerful. So that's my thoughts on it, and probably just time to ponder on what might be something that I offer if I choose to offer something. Thank you. And Jeanette.
I just wanted to confirm, wait, the 5th of September is the launch?
Well, nothing's set now.
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
Because I'm moving house that weekend.
Yeah.
Again.
What?
I don't know if I told you yet that I'm moving house. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I'm moving house. Yeah, it's good though. I'm excited. There's lots of natural light and there's wooden floors. And we have a small garden so I can maintain it. And it's a lot more spacious. It's stripped back. There's not a lot of clutter. There's, yeah, it's such a good vibe. So yeah, I'm so excited.
I'm breathing out with you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it's actually not too far away. It's literally on the same street, but it's a good bit down. And yeah, I'm saving money as well, which is good.
Ticking all the boxes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, that's happening on the 5th. That's my only thing.
So that was your minute.
That was, oh geez, yeah. Well, anyway, now everyone knows I'm moving house.
Did you, yeah, is there anything else that you would like to say?
I guess, yeah, when Samantha mentioned how you feel like the Irish cultural thing that I was thinking about and the creative writing and blah, blah, blah would be valuable. Just made me think of poetry growing up, like with Irish poets. And I was just thinking around that, then I was like, oh, that's sparked something. So thank you. And yeah, I guess I'm just in excitement now, realizing that I can offer something in a new space. So that's good. And I like the idea of the fact that you touched on we can go outside. That's important. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Something came to me. Oh, I know. Well, I guess I can say it in the closing, actually. So we're at 6:15 and we complete at 6:30, so we have 15 minutes. Do we want to cover any of the other? Perhaps we could.
We still need to decide on roles for next meeting.
Thank you, thank you. All right, maybe we'll do the two that I'm sitting with are the budget and the $40 for operating expenses for September to December.
Maybe we can just get a show of hands. Are you willing to be invoiced for another $40 for operating expenses for the Wise Women Rising?
Yep.
There we go. Done. Thank you. That's 2 seconds.
And then the roles for next meeting.
Yeah, that can be in the closing, so we can go there now. And I will put these items straight. I'll just copy the ones we haven't done yet straight into the next document, the next agenda document. Is that okay? Right. Thank you.
Maybe you could include in your closing just whether you'd like to invite friends to come. What was I going to say? Oh, I'll come back to me. Yes. So are we up to closing now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I would like to invite friends. And what came to me was the idea. Oh, sorry, are we doing a minute each or two? Maybe a minute each to start with. And
Mm-hmm.
What time? A minute.
the idea of having a generosity circle as part of the launch, so that we get a dialogue going between the people who show up about what I'd like to offer and what I would enjoy to experience, or just hearing from what other people and what they'd like to offer. It's a generative conversation. It like sparks and inspires, and like this one has. So not that the launch would only be that, but anyway, that's what I'm sitting with, is that curiosity about whether that might work. And it could be that it's a separate session. Yeah. I think that's me. Yeah, excited by the creativity. Sorry, Samantha, are you tracking time?
Yes, that you've got no seconds left. It's just finished.
Thank you. I'll jump in quickly.
Aaron, just wait for me to get down to the bottom, please. Okay.
All right, I'm still typing in the same section. I'm capturing the check. I'm capturing the checkouts because they've got content in them. I'm capturing them up above. Thank you. That's where I'm at. Okay. So for me, I actually feel super bubbly excited from tonight's meeting. I'm leaving with like, oh yay, I get to play again. I love doing launches and I can't wait to tell everyone in the community, and like every part of me is just like bubbling with joy of like embracing extra friends to come and play, and like us holding this group as really precious, and being like us be the sort of trunk of the tree, and then letting what sprouts and blossoms from that. I just feel thank you so much to each of you for being the roots and the trunk, and like what we're putting together it just inspires me so much. I just know it's going to land with everyone else joyfully too.
Samantha.
Can you hear my timer when it goes off?
Yes.
Just at the end I did then, yeah.
Okay. Use my time to take a couple of deep breaths. Yeah, because I start feeling a bit ungrounded with the excitement, and so just coming back to my breath and my body. And I don't think I would invite any friends. I think I'm happy for everyone else too. I'm happy for the rest of the community to be invited. I just think generally 8 is enough for me, like with everything. Viola.
I'm just loving the way this is all kind of emerging, and the opportunity to invite friends is great. People who couldn't commit to that weekend, etc. That'd be really wonderful to be able to include some of my friends in this wonderful group. And I could do Harvester next time.
Lovely, thank you.
Me. I think that's I'm next. Are you happy with friends and community, or see who's interested? Probably would need some sort of board to look at to make invitation with. So there need to be some solidness rather than sort of the exploration side of it. Although some friends are open to the flowing of what we've created here. What's the other roles? So Just so the harvester does timing and typing. Is that right?
Guardian does timing and the landing at the beginning, and the timing, helps with the timing of the agenda items. So if you were willing to be Guardian, those would be the things that you'd be looking after.
I could try, but I think I'd need a mentor.
Love it. Love it. Thank you.
What's my role again? Guardian. Is that right?
Guardian.
Okay.
Thank you, Kate. And
Yeah,
thank you, Viola, for offering harvesting.
Okay.
Thanks, Kate. I can, hear more possibility in what we can do, and probably the changing of things is what was a bit, I found a bit overwhelming. The possibility that it was something completely different when we had something, the structure there. And I would enjoy to have friends there as well, and members. I see the opportunity of that, because we're pretty sure it'll be great, and there's an opportunity to have more people experience that. That's good. That's really it for me right now. Thank you.
I'll go. I definitely want to ask friends to come along. Somebody I had said it to, my friend Lydia. She wanted to do something around a cacao ceremony. So I probably can't do that now because we're not in person. But yeah, I have a few friends that would be really interested, and a good few of them came to our retreat last year as well. What else? Yeah, I feel like I'm in a state of wonder, and there's some thinking going on about what the possibilities are. Yeah, I'm excited. And that's all I'm going to say. I think I'm in this, I'm in that state where I need to probably write and all that juicy stuff. Thanks.
Lovely.
I'm wondering, can I ask a question and get a show of hands?
We've got 5 minutes left.
Yeah. Oh, well, we've sort of just done our checkouts, and we've got roles except for host next time. And I want to say special thanks to you, Shez, for stepping in tonight without even preparing for it. Yeah, thank you special to you for being willing. And if because the job of the host is to write a little summary of tonight's meeting, to draw the thread like Shez did at the beginning of today's meeting. She drew a thread from what we did last time to this time. And so the host job, if you are willing to do the host job, it's basically doing what Shez did tonight, but going to this document, and I suggest doing it tonight if you're going to do it, is write a little summary so you can pull the thread from tonight to next meeting. And then just the only thing then is just copying over the items from the agenda that we didn't get to do into the new agenda doc for next time, and that would be it. And so then you would come to the document next time and help us just keep the format working from the document. So it is a reasonably it's good to be connected to the document if you're going to be host. And if no one wants to, I'm still happy to keep stepping into it and just supporting whoever wants to give it a try. So someone can give it a try and I can just be support, or Shez can be.
Happy to do it next time, but not time after next, if you want.
Yep, happy to do that. So
with a coach.
Happy to be in role next week, and then support whoever wants to be in it in the next following week. Yep, I think that's done. The thing that I wanted to ask about hands up was since you're going to be moving house on the 5th, Jen, and there was no have to or should about every weekend, every Sunday, or can I get a show of hands either the Saturday the 11th or Sunday the 12th, what you would prefer for the launch weekend, so we can just block some time for the for like the Saturday afternoon. At least you can put in Saturday afternoon launch or Sunday afternoon Wise Women Rising launch. So if we skip the 5th for Jen's house move.
Could I say something, Karen? Instead of doing it on the 5th, could you do it on Saturday the 4th? And then you would keep the weekend. Like we could still have people, if the launch has to be, what I think would need to be before the weekend.
I get you. I get that, but it could be that the launch happens on that. It could be on the Friday night, but I'm thinking like a spacious Saturday afternoon, and then maybe there's something on the Friday night of the long weekend of our weekend. Like, so it could be a Friday night gig on the Friday the 10th, then something on the Saturday, something on Sunday. The only thing I was thinking, Jen, are you going to be able to wrangle some time out if you're about to move house on the 5th, on the 4th? I was just sort of thinking that wasn't going to be real possible, and I'd like for the launch for all of us to be there. That makes most sense to me. So I'm happy to skip the first weekend and do the launch on the Saturday of the 11th, and we can still, doesn't mean we can't have anything if someone wants to schedule on the night of the 10th or the Saturday of the 5th or whatever.
Having it on the 10th, but the evening.
Yeah.
And do we need to decide that now?
No, I just thought it was going to be easy because I'd skipped the first weekend and thought, well, just put your hand up if Saturday the 11th you're willing to put an afternoon aside, or.
But we're already in that weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the 11th.
That's true.
Maybe the 10th, in the evening on the 10th, or
10th in the evening see, that weekend we have put that weekend aside for each other. So, all right, I'm just going to let it be, and I'll come back to you with some proposals about a launch event and all that.
Because I like the idea of the launch event.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, and the Friday night, maybe that's the right time to do it. I'm saying yeses and nods.
And maybe then we could do something else on the Saturday.
Yeah, we could do the generosity circle on the Saturday. Anyway, I'm calming myself down. Thank you. I've had a lovely, lovely time, and I'm really appreciating everyone.
I think we did really well. That's my singing jackal. It's 6:30, and I'm like, no, we rocked.
Go us, we did it.
Yeah, wow. And last time it's so different to last time, and they're both really necessary and important, and
and we're learning,
processes.
We're learning as we're going. So beautiful.
Yay us.
Yay us. See you all soon.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.